You just picked up your phone for no reason. You do not know why. There was no notification, no one texted, nothing happened. You just reached for it anyway, like your hand made the decision before your brain could say anything. And the strange part, you have done that exact thing dozens of times today already. This is not a bad habit. It is not laziness. It is something far older and far stranger working inside you. Something that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years. And right now, it is being used against you. Here is what is actually happening. Your brain runs on a system called the dopamine loop. Most people have heard of dopamine. They think it is the pleasure chemical, the reward. But that is not quite right. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz spent years studying dopamine in primates, and what he found changed everything. Dopamine does not fire when you get the reward. It fires in anticipation of the reward. It fires on the possibility, the gap between not knowing and finding out. That gap is where dopamine lives. Your ancestors needed that. They lived in a world where every piece of new information could mean life or death. Is that sound a predator? Is that plant safe to eat? What changed since yesterday? The brain that kept scanning, kept checking, kept asking what is new, that brain survived. The brain that sat still and felt satisfied did not. You inherited that brain. Now think about what a smartphone gives you. Infinite novelty, endless unpredictability. Every time you check your phone, there might be a message. There might not be. There might be news. There might be nothing. There might be something that changes your day or something completely forgettable. That unpredictability is not accidental, it is engineered. B.F. Skinner figured this out in the 1950s. He was studying pigeons. He put a pigeon in a box with a lever. When he made the reward consistent, the pigeon pressed the lever calmly. When he made the reward random, the pigeon became obsessed. It pressed the lever over and over and over. It could not stop. Skinner called this variable ratio reinforcement. And it is the most powerful behavior loop ever discovered in psychology. Your phone is a Skinner box. The pull to refresh gesture is the lever. And you are the pigeon. The companies that built these platforms know this. Asa Raskin, the designer who invented Infinite Scroll, has said publicly that he regrets it. He estimated that Infinite Scroll alone costs humanity around 200,000 hours of collective attention every single day. He built the lever. He watched what happened. He wished he had not. But here is the part that no one tells you. Knowing this does not make it stop. That is what makes this different from most habits. You can understand it completely. You can see the mechanism. You can name the dopamine loop. You can cite Skinner. And then you will still pick up your phone 8 minutes later. Because the system running this behavior is not in the part of your brain that reads articles and understands things. It is older than that. It is deeper. Neuroscientist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan draws a line between wanting and liking. Dopamine is about wanting, not liking. You can want something intensely and feel almost nothing when you get it. You have felt that. You scroll, you check. You find nothing interesting, and yet 30 seconds later, the wanting is back. The craving returns before the last one was even satisfied. This is what 2 million years of survival optimization looks like running inside a device that fits in your pocket. And this matters. Not because your phone is evil, it is not, but because attention is the one thing you cannot get back. Every system on that screen is competing for it. Every notification, every badge, every red dot is a tiny signal saying something might have changed. Check. Maybe now. Maybe this time. Your ancient brain hears that and cannot resist. It was never supposed to resist. Resistance meant death on the savannah. Curiosity meant survival. Tonight, when you reach for your phone for no reason, you will know exactly what is happening. An ancient system lighting up. A loop built for a world that no longer exists. Running perfectly, as designed, inside a world it was never designed for. You did not develop a bad habit, you inherited a survival mechanism, and someone figured out how to sell it back to you, one refresh at a time.